Hey guys, this is Abhishek and welcome back to Balance MBBS. So today we are going to study the muscles of the arm. So basically we will study like anterior compartment of the arm, then the posterior compartment of the arm. So in this video we are going to study the anterior compartment of the arm. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So we are going to study the anterior compartment of the arm. So basically the anterior compartment of the arm, like his their anterior compartment. So in the gym you call this bicep and the posterior compartment you call this tricep. So why they call this bicep? Because this includes one muscle that is called the biceps brachii muscle. Okay. Now, so basically the anterior compartment of the arm consists of the three muscles, like firstly the biceps brachii muscle, secondly the coracobrachialis muscle, and the last is the brachialis muscle. So first biceps brachii, second coracobrachialis, and the third brachialis muscle. So we will talk about lengthwise about these muscles individually. Now the biceps brachii muscle. So biceps brachii muscle has two head, as the name suggests, bicep. Okay, and the brachii. So understand the meaning of this muscle. Bicep brachii. Bicep means two head, and brachii means arm. Okay, in Latin, arm is called brachii. That's why the name is biceps brachii, and it has two head, one long head and one short head. So we will study the origin in session according to the long head and short head. So firstly, the origin of the long head. The long head has origin at the supraglenoid tubercle of the scapula. Okay, supraglenoid tubercle. Here it is the supraglenoid tubercle of the scapula. It is supraglenoid, it is infraglenoid. So supraglenoid tubercle is for the long head of biceps brachii muscle. Now, the short head. The short head originates from the coracoid process of the scapula. Okay, from where? The coracoid process of scapula. So it is the coracoid process, and here it is the coracoid process. So it is the from the coracoid, the origin is the short head, and from the supraglenoid it is the long head. From here the long head, and from here the short head originates. Now we come to the insertion of this long head and short head. So basically these two heads inserts at same point, and the same point where this muscles insert is the radial tuberosity of the radius. Okay, radial tuberosity. So radial tuberosity is here. This is the bone of the radius, and it is the radial tuberosity. Now we come to the function of this muscle. Okay, so function is firstly it flexes the elbow. Okay, flexes means it increases the angle. Okay, like this is elbow, so it flexes. So from here to here it is the flexion. Okay, and so we have studied the flexion. Now flexes and abducts the shoulder. Okay, abduct means away. Okay, and flexes and abducts the shoulder means like this. Okay, and now the last is the supination of the radioulnar joint in the forearm. Supination means this movement. This movement is called the supination. It is from here. Okay, now we come to the blood supply. The blood supply of the biceps brachii is the brachial artery, and you will learn the more arteries of the brachial artery in the next videos of the arteries that will come after the muscles. So now, and the innervation is by the musculocutaneous nerve. This musculocutaneous nerve is the nerve branch of the brachial plexus. In this diagram you can see it is the short head, it is the long head, and main important point, this long head comes originate from the supraglenoid tubercle. Okay, then it goes through the bicipital groove. Bicipital groove is formed by which structure? It is formed by the two tubercles of the humerus, greater tubercle and lesser tubercle. So between the two tubercle there is some space or sulcus, and this also got the bicipital sulcus. So this bicipital sulcus, here the long head moves in this sulcus and it is covered over by the sheath or ligament. Okay. Now the next muscle, the coracobrachialis muscle. The coracobrachialis muscle is one of the smallest muscle of these three. Means if you compare the size of the other three, the smallest is the coracobrachialis. Now the origin of the coracobrachialis. The coracobrachialis origin from the apex, like the which muscle? The short head of the biceps brachii. So it originates from the apex of the coracoid process of scapula. From here, apex, and insert at the anterior medial surface of humerus. Anterior medial means if it is humerus, this is medial side and this is lateral side. So anterior means in front and medial side here. So it originates from here and insert to the anterior medial somewhere here. Okay. Now you can see somewhere here it is attached and origin is at the coracoid process. Now function. Function is adducts the arm. Origin is here. Insertion is here in the middle side. So what will happen? It will adducts the arm or humerus toward the middle side. It's adducts. Now flexes the arm and the glenohumeral joint. Okay. Flexion. Firstly, the flexion means decreasing the angle. Okay. So if the hand moves toward the medial side, the ankle decreases. So what will happen? Flexion will happen at the shoulder joint. Means from the shoulder joint flexion will happen, and shoulder joint is also called the glenohumeral joint. And same, the blood supply is by the brachial artery and the innervation by the musculocutaneous nerve. And the musculocutaneous is a branch of the brachial plexus, and the blood supply is of the brachial artery by the brachial artery is a branch of the which axillary artery. Now we come to the last muscle of the anterior compartment of the arm, that is the brachialis muscle. So what will happen? The origin is from the distal half of the anterior surface of the humerus. Distal half means it will originate from somewhere, this midpoint somewhere origin, and in the diagram is also we show somewhere in the mid, and inserts at the coronoid process of ulna and tuberosity of the ulna. Okay, it joins to the ulna and the other two are joined to the radius. Now this is ulna, so it attaches to the coronoid process of the ulna and the ulnar tuberosity. Okay. Now flexion. Origin is here, insertion is at the ulna. Okay, so what will happen? The function is it flexes the forearm at the elbow joint. Flexion, origin is here, insertion is here. It will move the arm. So what is this? If angle decreases, it is the flexion. So flexion is occurring at which area? This elbow joint. So flexion of the elbow joint. Now the blood supply is same. Firstly, the radial or the brachial artery. Okay, and the one more artery is there for the brachialis, that is called the radial recurrent artery, and one more nerve is added here, that is the radial nerve. So it is innervated by the two nerves, firstly the musculocutaneous nerve and the radial nerve. And in sum you can see all the three muscles here. This is long head of biceps brachii. Here it is the short head of biceps brachii. This is the coracobrachialis. Okay, and behind this muscle biceps brachii we have the brachialis muscle. That's all for today. I hope you like this video and stay tuned to my channel Balance MBBS for latest anatomy videos. So next time we are going to cover the posterior compartment of the arm. So till then, study hard, work hard, and follow your dreams.